I here to prove a point, we three kings just believe that you don't want to tussle with them. This show is thunder, subscribe and tune in, and you're laughing to the very end. Don't turn your back on the dad pack. Don't turn your back on the dad pack.
Put the kids to bed, dad's home. We are the DWO podcast, representing the dad world order, where the jokes are bad, the advice is questionable, but the love is all real. I am the pretty face papaw, Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin, and with me as always, the rest of this patriarch pack. We've got the big bad bearded daddy. He is Big Rig Eric Maffey.
Honk if you hear me, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, 10 4-wheel, buddy. And he is the perpetual mid-carter and the two-time world record holder. He is the wrestling t-shirt guy, Bo Cephas.
Ooh, yeah, Cowabunga indeed, boys and girls. We're rocking on day 1341 with the Jack Vaughn shirt. You guys, I love me some Jack Vaughn. I slap indeed. And I love me some Limp Biscuits. So this is like a shirt made for me.
Dude, as soon as he showed us that shirt, I was like, well, there goes my money. So, yeah, like two of my favorite things. Well, as Mr. Magnificent said, we are the DWO podcast. And tonight we have with us a very special guest. I believe this is the first time we have ever had we've had authors on before, but they're always like, that's kind of like a side thing for them. We never had a full-blown author before. You are the author of the novel Without You, the one, the only Anthony Malloy. Sir, how the heck are you?
I am phenomenal, and thank you guys so much for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming on.
So excited.
I'm excited too, man. Like we discussed before, I couldn't quite remember where we met, and it's interesting to find out where we had met because we met in the same place that I met these guys in a line to meet a wrestler. So obviously you share that passion for pro wrestling as well. In fact, like I was telling these guys, the last Raw I attended, I looked across the aisle, and there you were on the other side of the aisle, and we were on Raw all night, all over it, man. I got
on Netflix.
On Netflix, no.
Yeah, it's there forever, dude.
I know. Worldwide, baby.
Yes, sir. You had fucking premiere. Did you last minute those seats too, or did you have those for a while?
I absolutely last minute to see those seats, yeah.
Bro, everyone near me was so pissed off when they realized how low I paid.
Yeah. It was last minute. The seats like weren't even online until like.
Why don't you tell them about your Royal Rumble seats?
Yeah, that was
dick sucker.
Was that before the Rumble or after? I can't remember. Either right before that or right after that was the Rumble, and I went there and I bought the cheapo, like top of the rung seats, right? And I get there and they're like, "Oh, those aren't working." And since you bought them off a third party site, you're gonna have to contact Ticket or your guys, which was StubHub, right? So I start the contact stuff with them, but then the lady comes back to the window and she's like, "Actually, I just found out your section was closed off, so we're gonna promote you up to these floor seats here, which were $1,200 seats apparently, according to the people that were sitting next to us." And we got these floor seats. And what's even crazier about all that, man, is when I got back home, because I had started that refund request and I didn't get what I paid for, even though I got upgraded because I didn't get what I paid for, I got a refund. So I didn't pay anything, and I got to sit in a nicer seat. You know what I mean?
Me and Mike are just sitting at home like, what the fuck, man?
No, I was there in the nosebleeds.
Yeah, they put me right there.
Ridiculous.
Like, the angle of the run-in. I was like right at the angle. I was just like, oh, cool.
Nice.
This is nice. My brother and I were like, all right, extra drinks tonight. We bought a bunch of those. I don't know if you had any that night, but they had Indiana Colts footballs filled with like oranges and limes and shit. And it was like a Roman rum on the rocks or some shit. I don't know. It was something. I don't know, but it was fucking yummy. It was $20. They're $20, and both me and my brother both bought 2 rounds. So,
wow, well, your ticket was free.
Yeah, it was.
You're still up on the game.
Yeah,
it was.
Damn you.
So we got to talk about this book, man. How long did you start writing it?
So I've had the idea in my head for a few years now, as AI has really started to boom in modern culture. But I was actually laid off from my corporate role in March. And then I was like, you know what? I've got all this time. It was my first time having my own like personal laptop. It wasn't, my work laptop. I was like, I need to get something so I can be doing interviews and resume updates and stuff like this. So I got my own laptop and I was like, damn, I haven't just like played around on a laptop in so long. So I opened up a Word document and then I wrote a book. So
That's wild. Yeah,
I
you
wasn't
just start
doing it. It just happened. Yeah.
typing what's in your head. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta tell you too, man. And Eric can vouch for me on this. As an avid booker, I'm pretty picky on books, and there are definitely like pointers and whatnot I could say that I would say maybe as advice for book wise, but I'm not an author. But my point of the matter is, I can tell from the very start that you know what you're doing. There might be points where you can be refined or whatnot, but you did not at any point bore me, and that's saying something because I spend so much time on Audible and Kindle, like looking for stuff because I work these long hours, man, and I need stuff to captivate me. I gotta say, man, the whole time I speechified it, if you know what I'm talking about. I Kindled it and then I speechified it and listened to it at work, and man, it's like I said, it's a nice experience, man. You did something really good, and it's really cool that it's your first novel. Did you have like a bunch of people to proofread it, or was it just kind of?
Yeah. So I did go with an editor I found on Fiverr. So that's before I sent it out to anybody. Of course, like my immediate family got to see bits and pieces, and my girlfriend helped me like really find my voice. But once that was all said and done, back from the editor, I sent out it's called an ARC, Advanced Reader Copy. I sent out probably like 10 to 15 of those to people that I just found on TikTok. I just got on TikTok and would like join a live or find somebody who's got, some sort of a following and send them a message and just say, hey, I'd love to send you a free book to get your feedback on it. And thankfully it was a successful run. So once I got the feedback from that, I made a few edits and then was ready to publish.
Love that.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's so cool. I mean, heck, you got them right here. You got Kevin Cook, Antlo, my brother in Christ, Bibble dropping in, and Newble. Anthony, I read your book. It is so good. You're
Thank you.
Awesome. You have a giant fan in Newble. So, with it being your debut book, did it feel good to get that feedback from that ARC send out? You were just like, oh, wow, I did something good on, first run through.
Yeah, it did. I was genuinely surprised. I did not expect to get so much positive feedback. I've always been open to constructive criticism. And well, you have to be when you're a father, as you guys know.
Absolutely,
it's real. But yeah, I was overwhelmed with the response that I got, and after that response, I was like, I really do have something here. So this is definitely something I want to stick with, even though I still need to find a corporate role. I'm still looking if anybody's hiring. Hello, but. It's definitely something I'm going to continue to do. Right now, full-time author, as Big Rick said, but eventually I'm hoping that it's just a side thing unless this book really takes off.
Right. Now, was that something that you thought like when you were a kid, you're like, I'd love to write a book someday, or it just something that you were like, I got downtime.
Sure.
Let's wing it and see what happens.
I've always been interested in creative writing, and I used to write a lot as a kid. I never thought like I'm going to release a book one day. So I was just really interested in creative writing, and I kind of did that all through middle school. And then once I got to high school, it was like, okay, now I'm going to have to start to study, really focus on academics. My passion shifted to music, and I was in like show choir, and that took up so much time. So it was kind of like I didn't really have time to do the creative, fun stuff when I'm having to write these essays for AP classes and stuff like that. So this really was my first time getting back into creative writing since like middle school.
Well, it sounds like you always had that creative bug, though. I mean, even doing show choir, I mean, that's still a creative outlet. I mean,
Sure.
and art in itself. So, I mean, it's You know, you just have that type of personality, you know, that creates. Was it a smooth flow? I mean, beginning to end, like you just had all this balled up idea, and then just you were able to finally just kind of feel like you like, finally able to get it out.
It definitely went through some different iterations. The end of the first POV was not what I had originally planned. And the end of the first POV, like when I was done with it, that POV, I expected to be the end of the book actually. And the sequel was going to pick up on where the second POV is. But after doing some editing and everything, it really condensed. And at that point, if I were to release it, it was a novella. And I was like,
okay,
you know, I want to have a novel. If I'm doing this, go big or go home. I want to have a novel. So I made sure to hit that 50,000 word mark. And that's kind of how
okay. You just answered my question. I was gonna ask what's the difference between a novella and a novel, and you just answered it. So
yeah.
What's a step up from a novel? Is there like a grande version of a book? What, you know what I mean? What is
maybe like an encyclopedia or something.
It's called the dictionary.
yeah, it's called the dictionary.
Oh man, that's it's pretty cool, man. I've always had an idea.
Apparently, you're extremely smart. You're not allowed to kid us on that. So
wicked smart,
Jackie Sander, wicked smart. Man, I was always kind of like you when I was in like grade school, a little bit of high school. I loved the writing pieces I got to do that were creative writing. I hated writing papers.
Yeah.
Like I hated writing academic papers. I was good at it, but I hated it. And I never got to the point of like, oh, I want to write a book, but I've always been a huge reader. Like Sifa said, like I audible at work constantly because I'm at work for 8 hours running wire and conduit and stuff like that. And music just doesn't do it for me that way. So I usually pop an audiobook in and just get lost in my own little world. And then just recently I started getting back into, I want to read, hard copies of books because it's such like a calming thing for me, just getting lost in a world. Because it happened for me a lot in grade school. Like the Harry Potter books came out when I was in like 4th grade, I think, something like that. And I started reading those, and like there were a lot of times in grade school where life kind of sucked, getting bullied and everything like that, and getting lost in a story was one of the coolest things ever. So I think it's a huge accomplishment for you to be able to, you enjoyed creative writing, but to be able to create your own little universe, I think is a really big accomplishment, man.
Thank you. I really appreciate that.
And it's interesting too, man. I read it like he says. I read a lot as well. Like I like to read a lot of one person. Like I'll find a person I like, and then I'll read everything they wrote. There's also some people that I read just to observe them. You know what I mean? Like Stephen King, for example. Sometimes I don't like his books. Sometimes I find they're boring in a way. Sometimes. But I still read them because I don't know, like I want to read it. You know what I mean? Like, I just recently, my most recent read that I finished besides yours, was, Hail Mary by, Andy Weir. He wrote The Martian, and Hail Mary is tremendous.
Isn't there a movie coming out about that?
Yeah, it's going to be starring, Ryan Gosling, and its
concept is insane and sounds amazing.
The book is so fucking captivating, my guy. It literally, like, I can't. The way that Andy Weir writes his books, it's like a screenplay. So you hear and see the movie in your head, and the guy they got doing the reading, I think it's Roy Land, and he's just super fucking. What's the word I'm looking for? He's emotive. You understand what he's saying when he's saying it, puts inflection on it without making it like he's drawing attention to himself. And I love audiobooks for that, Brett, man. If you guys haven't read that one too, man, Hail Mary for sure.
Oh yeah.
But I like stuff like that, man. And I like, did you write this from the perspective of your character, or did you write this as an author? I don't know if you understand what I mean by that, but like, for example, that Long Walk movie that's about to come out by Stephen King, he wrote that under a pseudonym, which he literally was in a whole different character mindset wise when he wrote that? Did you find yourself just writing from you, or was it from somewhere else?
Great question. And it was definitely from me and from experiences that I've had. I've dealt with a ton of loss, a ton of grief. So I know what it feels like. I also suffer from depression, and I know what it feels like, and being able to put it out on paper in a way that makes people feel that similar and they can feel the same way, that has been overwhelming. But yes, it definitely came from a place within myself, not just like some guy who wants to write about AI.
Sure. And that's something I feel like the books that I tend to connect with the most are usually come from a place of realness. You know, the author has felt the theme of the book in some way, shape, or form, whether personally or through, you know, a loved one, whatever. And I just think that's awesome when that you can bring that to life on the page, and it's not you just writing your own story. You're just taking your experience and compounding on it almost.
Yeah, for sure. And part of it too is like, so this book is about Evan Daniels. He lost his wife. Now I've never gone through that myself, but I've seen like my grandpa lose my grandma, and I saw what that did to him, and how like I kind of saw his spiral. And then my pretty much father-in-law just lost my pretty much mother-in-law a couple years ago, and seeing how he reacted and bounced back from that, and kind of just like being on the outside, but knowing like at the core what grief and loss feels like, but seeing somebody else experience it in a different way for like a different person. I was able to like bring in that type of experience as well, and really channel that.
Yeah. I love that.
I like the way.
Well, hold on real quick. I'm just going to say you got more fans in here. Jay Royer, Anthony, can't wait to see the book take off.
Thank you, Jay.
Love that. And you know what? I don't want to forget this one, but we're going to answer it later because we all need to answer it. And that, what is your Hogwarts house? Because I don't think we've ever answered that on this podcast before.
Good question.
It's a great question.
Before we get into that, because I feel very strongly that for the longest time, I would have said I was a Gryffindor, right? And then I've taken every freaking test possible. I've taken the official Hogwarts test, and every time it shows up Ravenclaw. So I'm just going to accept the fact that I'm a Ravenclaw. Yeah. I can't help it. I don't want to be, I guess, but Sorting Hat chooses who you are, you know?
Yeah. I'm a Slytherin.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
I try not to be evil, but I think it's more in the cunning and accidental manipulation, probably. So I've taken all the tests too, and I've literally only ever gotten Slytherin. Now I've always identified with it because I'm always like Team Thanos, you know. I'm always so I've always loved Slytherin, but it was awesome to get that in all the tests.
Hell yeah. I've always, every test I've ever taken has always been Hufflepuff, and I have always thought that it was due to my love of nature and being a, you know, kind of a blue collar guy. I felt like that was a very Hufflepuff thing, and I just, you know, kind of like keeping to myself and just I want to go sit outside and hang out, look at the plants. That sounds good to me, you know. I don't need to be amazing at anything. I just want to enjoy my life.
Yeah. The pressure's on you, Mr. Magnificent, to be Gryffindor. So we have.
Yeah, I've never taken a Harry Potter test, so I apologize. Apparently, I'm the odd one out here.
To be fair, if you played the new game, it makes you take the test.
Okay.
It doesn't make you, but there's a whole sliver of people that have gotten to take it recently. But anyways.
Yeah. We'll just call him a Gryffindor, so we have one.
You know, I could see Mike being a Gryffindor, a handsome boy.
And he'd be qualities. You know what I mean? He, like, if any of us out of here was going to be the leader of the group, you know what I mean?
Oh, Mike would have been a prefect. You know he would have.
Yeah, sure. He'd have been like Cedric Diggory's ass, but not die. You know.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Right?
R.I.P. Cedric.
He came back.
But yeah, thank you, Courtney, for that. I don't think that's ever been answered before on here. And
yeah, good question.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, like,
see if you're in good company though. By the way, Emmy's a Ravenclaw as well. Very
I
proud of
can't
it.
help it, dude. I guess like it makes sense because I am like, all the little traits they list. I feel like I'm like, yeah, that's me. And
You're always thinking.
yeah,
You know what I mean? You're always. I can't tell you how many times you just like sent a text and been like, "Wonder what this is about." You're always thinking about stuff.
To be fair, that's how we've landed a lot of guests too. I'll just be like, oh, I wonder if I can contact this person. And then, behold, we end up with the voice of John Redcorn on our show. You know what I mean? So if you knock on 1,000,000 doors, eventually one of them some bitch is going to answer. So
Just don't go knocking on doors these days.
yeah,
don't do that.
I used to do that. Excuse me. I used to do that at one point. I used to go door to door sales, selling like coupons, those Domino's coupons. And it was like they called it direct marketing, and it was some bullshit pyramid scheme thing. But I was out from sun up to sundown, shirt and tie, knocking on doors in every part of greater Cincinnati. And I probably made a couple $100.
Jeez.
There was some like promise of like going to some resort down in the Bahamas if you're one of the top salespeople and stuff like that. And like looking back, it was like, oh my God, what a scam.
Yeah.
It was so bad. Because I couldn't imagine knocking on doors like that these days. One, nobody would answer, and two, if they did, they would think you're trying to scam them.
Well, dude, I had a guy trying to sell me like pest control service for my lawn and stuff like a week ago, and it made me furious because like he's like trying to show me he's like, I just took these pictures down the street. I'm like, dude, you know how many salesmen I've met in my life? I used to work at a car dealership. Like, don't come at me with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, get out of here.
I got the ring cam. I'm the same. I get angry when people come because if I don't know you're coming and you show up, like it's rude. And clearly in my neighborhood, there's signs that say no soliciting. And they're still like, hey, there's a bad storm. You need a new roof. Like, no, I actually don't.
My girlfriend panics anytime somebody's at the door. It's quite hilarious, especially
isn't that a weird?
It's a healthy fear
thing, though.
It's fair.
so many creeps.
It is fair. Like, I just ordered pizza 25 minutes ago. We're expecting this knock.
No, but like I remember being a kid and like somebody knocking on the door. You're like, holy shit, somebody's here.
Get excited, right?
Who's the person that's coming to visit us? Now it's like fucking.
Who the fuck are you?
Fuck, look out the window,
bro. Like the pizza. If somebody fucking delivers me something and I notice them look in and see my very large TV, I mentally take a fucking note of what they look like, and I will go to if I feel that big of a like an exclamation point above my head, I will go to the Ring camera and I will take a photo of them just in case. Like if I get robbed in the future, this fucker saw my nice TV and was trying to steal all my wrestling toys. You leave my shit alone.
What are we talking? Big TV. What are we talking?
Well, the one in the living room, I believe, is just
which
75.
one?
But for the longest time, I had my record TV was a 96-incher, but it was a fucking big floor model 3D TV, which when it first came out was a $9,000 TV, which is really fucking cool. I didn't buy that. I want to clarify. I didn't buy it. It was bequeathed to me. But I still loved it. You know what I mean? Like when the first time I had that, I was like, oh God, I have to have a Royal Rumble party right now. Since then, every year I've had a Royal Rumble party unless I go. So, which I've went a few times. So,
and then you just get free seeds.
Remember when they thought that was going to be the thing? Like 3D TV, they had 3D phones. Like that was going to be it, and it just.
Right, dude, I remember like when plasma TVs were like, man, you're fucking rich.
Yeah.
And then you look at one of those now and you're like, yo.
With their
like,
1080p.
Michael Scott.
Yeah. 22-inch plasma screen. Sometimes I just sit here and look at it.
This question right here. I have messed a lot with Grok because I am verified on Twitter, so I pay the gimmicks to get the little check mark. So I've been playing with Grok, and Grok, I almost feel like Hank Hill for the first time in my life for real, because it's like these moments where I'm like, I kind of like it. but I'm fucking terrified of it in a way, man, because it's so fucking smart. And Grok, I don't know how many other things. I've literally messed with no other AIs, but Grok, for example, you can tell it to lock everything in and remember things, and it predicts things and it says things and like just things that like you guys would say. Like I could literally have a conversation with it like this, and like with the latest updates, it talks live sometimes too, so it'll like slightly interrupt you, so it's like even more conversational. And it's like, what is this? You know what I mean? Like, what am I fucking? It has to feel like the first time somebody made a phone call and they're like, "There's no way this is fucking Jeff." I just saw Jeff, but there's no fucking way that's Jeff on the end of this. This is magic.
I am Jeff.
But it's like that in a way, man. It's scary. What about you guys? Did you mess with AI?
That's Jeffed up. I've used it like image creation for just like helping create like certain parts of some of our graphics. Just if I need a person in a certain stance or holding something particular that it's not like a stock image of that I can spoof, then that's about it though, man. I'm wary of it. You know, I grew up on the Terminator movies.
That's enough.
That's enough.
I use
ChatGPT
pretty regularly. And for me, the thing that, I mean, obviously AI just in general is fascinating, but the thing that's most fascinating is like the response time. So when I was finished with my book, I uploaded the PDF file into ChatGPT just to make sure I'm not accidentally plagiarizing anybody. And literally seconds after I submit it, it's telling me information about over 300-page book. Wow. So this computer, this system read an entire book in seconds. And from there, I decided to like test it and started asking questions about the plot and different characters, and it knew all of it immediately. And it was just insane to see that happen live. And then separately, there's also there's a website called Sesame. I think it's just sesame.com, but they have two vocal AIs, and they're just conversational voices, and they add breath in there and stuttering, and the response time is immediate. It's like you're having a conversation with a person. Yeah. It's really, really interesting.
Wow.
Check it out for sure.
I'm a kind of a tinfoil hat guy about AI. I don't think I've ever entered a prompt into any ChatGPT or Grok or anything. I'm kind of with Justin on this. Skynet be coming for us all. Yep. But okay, I saw something the other day. I do not know if I did not verify if it was real. It was an article. I read about half of it. Could very well be bullshit. Could very well be AI making it up. But it was an article about AI, and it was a mom telling the story of how her son killed himself, and one of the reasons that he did kill himself is because the person that he confided in was ChatGPT, and ChatGPT like encouraged him
to kill himself. There's multiple cases of that coming out right now,
and that scares the fuck out of me.
There was just one in Texas, my hometown.
I have a 9-year-old. I have a 13-year-old. Like, these kids have access to that stuff, and it's just like, instead of coming to a loved one, they're just like, oh, I can just talk to this thing.
Yeah, dude, it's all over, dude. Look it up. Like I said, there's one in my hometown in San Marcos, Texas. You can look that one up. For example, the guy befriended his ChatGPT after a divorce, and which is fucking almost kind of similar to this book in a way. He befriended the ChatGPT, and it persuaded him to literally seek revenge on the new husband of his ex-wife. You know what I mean? Like, so, and he went out and tried to kill this guy. Luckily he lived, but he tried to kill this guy basically because AI told him to.
Yeah.
Okay. Without
but
you,
it was like
soon.
The one, right? The one where the kid killed himself. It was a thing where he like tried to, and he like chickened out, and then he told ChatGPT like I couldn't do it, and the chat was like, "No, you can do it. You made the rope, like you did that." It was like encouraging him to like, "No, you can do it." Wow. And I'm like, that's so fucked up, dude.
Yeah, it is for sure. There's definitely a lot of regulations that need to be put in place before it gets even more powerful.
Well, I mean, if you've seen the latest episodes of South Park, Mr. Randy Marsh has gotten obsessed with using that as basically his partner, his wife. And if you haven't seen it, that's the whole struggle of the last few episodes with Randy and his wife, is that he's using her instead, the GPT instead of her for knowledge and reflection, and it's pissing Sharon off. So
yeah, there you go. It's almost as if machines have no moral compass. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't know. I just obviously, people with common sense and a brain use AI for, hey, how do I make this sound smarter? Easy enough. That's fine, but we're getting to a point, and also the energy cost of it is like, bro, we're fucking running through shit.
Yeah.
And it's not good.
Yeah,
but anyway, tinfoil hat off. That's me.
I think it's also the fact that you are somehow, while you are the youngest amongst us three hosts here, you are the most old man out of all of us. You're like, that goddamn AI.
I feel like I'm aging into my personality, and it really works. It works well for me.
Hey, look, I like it. So just keep being you.
Yeah, I always gonna be. That's for sure. But yeah, I don't know. It's just weirds me out. Like people say, like, oh, look what I typed into ChatGPT, and I'm like, or I've seen people that use it like so regularly, like it's just like texting. They're like, oh, let me put it into ChatGPT, and I'm just like, ugh, I hate it.
Well, there's messenger apps that literally you can now turn AI filters on and be like, so if you message me like, hey man, I'll meet you at the movie at this time or whatever, and we'll do this scene, it'll literally be like, oh, he wants to do this. Should we reply with this, or this? Like,
yeah,
that's scary, man. You talk about people, it seems not that long ago, everybody was like, oh, Edward Snowden, revealed it to everyone that we were being watched, and everyone was like, oh, fuck that. And then we were all like, you know what, actually, yes, signed yes to this. We saw fucking all these terms and conditions, didn't read a damn one, and still said yes. So
yeah,
it's interesting.
Did y'all see you guys ever watch Black Mirror?
Oh yeah.
The one where they like remade the girl's life like as it was happening, all because of that.
Like on Netflix, it was like a show. It was crazy. Yeah.
Her life was going to shit, and they were just replaying it for everybody to see.
Yeah.
It's like Sharon is awful or something like that too.
Yeah.
Dude, I think my favorite episode of that is the Bryce Dallas Howard one, where your credit is based on your like social status.
Oh yeah.
Because I saw that one and I was like, yo, that might happen. Like,
right.
This comment here, down to AI, up to gay eye.
Love you, Justin, so much.
Oh, bro, he's like what do you call it? What's that, Mystery Science Theater 3000, except for the DWO, and he gets to make live comments essentially.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So long. It's been such a great way. Oh man, so let's talk about something else we all four have in common. Girl dad life, man. You have 3 years, correct? Right?
Yes, I have bags under my eyes at 29.
Damn.
You are swimming in the estrogen ocean, sir.
I'm incredibly outnumbered.
I feel that.
We got a cat. The cat's a girl.
Oh man.
We got a tarantula. Thought it was a boy, turned out to be a girl. But we do have we have a male tortoise. So I've got him on my side, and I moved.
That is my dude.
That's me and the dogs. Both our dogs are boys, but then I have my girlfriend, her daughter who's 13, and my daughter who's 9. And I feel it's I don't know if do you ever watch Modern Family? Mm-hmm. Great show. I just always remember the scene where all 3 girls in the house are on their cycle at the same time. And he's like,
oh no, it's happening.
We'd all heard stories, didn't think it was real. The day I most dreaded has come on the day I most love. And yeah, that's how I grew up with two sisters, so I already like kind of remember what it was like. But now, like being the dad, I'm just like, oh, here we go. It's coming. You just go somewhere far away and don't breathe too loud. That's the best thing you can do.
But don't be too far away either.
Yeah. Don't be too far away. Don't leave the house. God forbid.
Don't be too into their shit either. Don't be nosy.
That's right. Yeah, I'm terrified every day. I wake up scared of what's going to happen this day, and they're at the ages now where they're fighting like 8 times an hour, and it's just like who's using the phone charger and things like that, and it's very scary.
Too loud.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean it's very tiring, but it's also very rewarding. I don't even think that I could be a proper dad to a boy at this point. Especially my middle child. She's my boy anyway. If you guys have a masculine girl, but she's something else. She can hit hard. She's so fast. It's so crazy. But yeah, regardless, being a girl dad, I can. It's funny to like walk around covered in tattoos, but I'm also dressed up for the newest princess movie that we're seeing in theaters.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That. So it's definitely a funny contrast, but I wouldn't have it any other way.
Dude, I always say having a girl first made a man of me.
Yeah.
It made me look at all girls differently.
Yeah. That's kind of exactly what I was trying to get. My sister, she's always in the comments saying I have a weird face and shit. My sister, she's pregnant.
To be fair,
found out that it's a girl, and they had a gender reveal party, which was super fun. And I just when they said it was a girl, I was like, great, this is like exactly what her old man Kyle needs. Not that he's 18. You know what I mean? Every guy needs to grow up a little bit, and that's going to force him to grow up in such a good way. You know what I mean? Like he's in the armed forces, so he's already much more grown up than most kids his age. But it's just, I don't know. I feel whenever I find out one of my guys is having their first kid and it's a girl, I'm like, yes, that's exactly what you need, dude, because it's going to soften you up. Be prepared to not only cry for shit they do, but you'll find yourself crying at a puppy video. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's why I became such a crying mother effer, but I'm pretty sure that's part of it. But I'll cry over anything if it fucking makes me even slightly emotional.
Yeah. Dude, American Idol. I can't even watch American Idol. I'm a babbling brook. It's awful.
It's crazy.
So many beautiful stories and beautiful voices.
It's crazy, dude. You sit there and you'll be like, I don't give a fuck about anything this person has to say. And then 30 seconds later, you're like, man, I want fucking this guy to succeed. I want him to do great. And then when they do great, you cry again. You're like, yes, you did it. You did it.
We knew you had it in you.
Yeah. I mean, like Justin said, he cried after his son's first day of high school very recently. Yeah. Those milestones, man, they'll get you.
Dude, Mikey's final first day of his senior year was this year, and I cried like a baby. I didn't expect it. It just came out of nowhere. Like it was just like, this is the it actually was my wife Jessie's. She made a post, and it was something about the final day of this and that, and it was like kind of all hit me. And man,
yeah,
it was rough.
Yeah, it's something else. I mean, hell, you can ask pretty much anybody that was at my sister's wedding. I cried like 5 different times at my sister's wedding. Like while we were up, they're getting married, I'm standing 2 people away from my sister. I'm the tallest motherfucker up there, just crying like a baby. And that's, I grew up with 2 younger sisters, and being the older brother, like seeing her get married was a huge deal for me. And like I can't even imagine what it's going to be like when I get married or daughter gets married. Like I'm done. I'm just I'm going to have to hydrate a lot.
In this day and age, there's a lot of back and forth on gender fluidity and sex and all that and whatnot. But regardless of all that, like this comment says right here, having a daughter or someone to protect in that way, and being an active dad or an active husband or whatever the case it is, having someone to protect makes you feel like a stronger man. I feel like that's
absolutely.
People talk about what is toxic masculinity. I don't think there's ever a day in my life I want to see where the world doesn't want the man to step up for the weaker guys. You know what I mean? Weak or women, weaker guys, whatever. We're supposed to protect. I feel like that's the definition of manhood in a way. That's what I protect and nurture my kids and let them do whatever the hell they want to do to an extent, of course,
Yeah, I'm there with you. And back to the wedding thing. I actually this past weekend I officiated my best friend's wedding.
Oh,
And,
wow.
My 3 daughters were in the wedding. My oldest was the ring bearer, the middle was the flower girl, the youngest was the bubble girl. So she had a bubble gun.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Which hysterical. So seeing them in their dresses, I mean, they're this beautiful white wedding dresses. And I cried the first time I saw them try it on. And I was like, I always told myself I'm not gonna be the dad that's like, you gotta be home by 10 and like
Right.
friends or girlfriends like this is the shotgun that I have. But after seeing them in their dresses, I was like, girls, you can't get married. I'm sorry.
No.
Like,
Dude, I've told both my girls this. I'm like, you bring a boy, girl, whoever home. I'm not going to be mean, but I'm not going to be
warm,
buddy. Like, dad is dad. You know what I mean? And they will have to earn the respect of both parents. And we've told both our girls that. They. Because anytime they're like, oh, I'm talking to this person or whatever, and we're like, all right, when are they coming over so we can meet them? And they're like, I'm not bringing them over. Bring them over to meet the parents right away. I'm like, yes. You're not going to hang out with them for 3 months and us not know who they are.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
Definitely.
It's just so terrifying, man. We spend our whole lives raising these things, and then we have to trust the raisings of someone else's fucking children's. You know what I mean? We had to trust some other fucking kids who could have been taught who knows what type of mental and emotional regulation. And like, I'm very strategic with some of the things I teach my kids. Very real in certain ways. You know what I mean? I want them to have those mental tools available to themselves. I don't know that their boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever friend has any of that. And I have to like trust someone of that, stature to like take my kids in their car or stay the night at their house. How do I know what you do at your house? It terrifies me, but you also have to have like a trust that you raise them well enough.
Exactly. It's so scary. I actually just literally before this podcast, I was almost late to it because I was having that similar conversation with my oldest. Just like talking about trusting your judgment and like you can be guilty by association and just like you're responsible for your own choices. But I'm the same way. It's like I just have to trust that what I'm doing is enough for the girls to make the right choice.
Yep.
And try to like lead by example. Of course, there are going to be times when they don't make the right choice. But I try to like foster an environment where they feel comfortable to come talk about that instead of hiding it from me. But yeah, I was literally almost late to the podcast because of some little douchebag on a bus.
Yeah.
No, that feeling never dissipates either. Like my oldest is just about to be 18 in literally 26 days. Right. So like, but I tell you this much right now, somebody puts a fucking hand on her. I don't care if they're 18 or not yet. It's irrational. The anger I feel towards someone hurting my child. I will punt a old librarian lady's head off like Randy Orton if she crosses the line enough.
You can't figure if she's holding this.
Exactly. By the way, how fucking let's skirt back to that. How fucking cool was it to go into Barnes and Noble and not only be able to pick up your own book, but sign them for other people that wanted to buy one? That's fucking cool, man.
Yeah, that was an absolute unreal feeling. I'm still like battling imposter syndrome with it. My kids are 100% convinced that I'm like globally famous now because they saw that happen. So they think that
kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Maybe you should respect it a little more. But it was very surreal to walk in the store and see they put me on the horror staples table, and like I'm sharing a table with Stephen King. And like to see my name next to Stephen King's The Shining, it was just absolutely unreal. And I'm so grateful and humbled to have made it this far. And then I've also like talked to some other bookstores, some in like Northern Kentucky, the Barnes and Noble in Westchester. Joseph Beth Booksellers is stocking me, so it's really really crazy to see that and have an impact in that way.
I hope you get a huge swell behind you, man, because if you're able to make it your career and you don't have to worry about getting up and
Yeah,
working a corporate job, I feel like you're going to be able to rocket ship with content, man. You're going to be able. It's going to be like fuck. We're going to have to talk to his agent to get him back on the show now because Mister fucking Nobel laureate. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, man. You have a good feel to your writing, man. Like I said, I obviously, even if I'm a very honest guy, you know what I mean. I would have straight told you if I didn't like it, you know what I mean. But I really have had a great time with it, man. And it's I want you to do more. It's like with us, man. People want us to do more, but we're like, yeah, well, we got to fucking work 60 hours a week.
right. Yeah,
It's hard to make content. We're trying. We've been discussing ways, and I think not that we're going to dick off for the rest of the year, but I think in the new year, I think we're all going to be approaching a whole new like mental capacity for what content we can create. You know what I mean? But it's hard, especially being a girl dad, man. You want to work on your book or you want to work on our content or whatever it is, but when your daughter comes up and she's like, "Hey, I want you to tell me about this," you got to deal with that before you can work on those ancillary things.
yep. Trying to do some edits, and now I got to watch K-pop Demon Hunters, which by the way, unbelievable movie and soundtrack. If you haven't watched it, please.
I've heard the soundtrack. I have not seen the movie yet, but yeah.
My daughter's been playing the soundtrack and knew every fucking word to it. And I'm asking my wife in the car, I'm like, what is this shit? What is this song? How does she know this? Is this because she loves Melanie Martinez, which is way too adult for her? But I'm like, is that Melanie Martinez? She's like, no, it's K-pop Demon Hunter. It's like, what the fuck is that?
It's so good, man. Really, it is. I watched it with him, and then I've since watched it by myself. And then they did like the limited theater run for just one weekend, and we made sure to take the girls and get all dressed up for it. It was really fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah, my daughter went with her friend for her birthday for that. They got to see it in theater. She was excited. I did see kind of a meme made out of it though. There's a spot in the movie. I don't have any context for it, but it made sense. So it's like one of the like demon hunter ladies is like walking, and then there's two other ones that are like fighting off demons around her, and she's just like walking up. And it was like I knew I recognized this scene from somewhere, and it's the two towers, Gandalf walking up to get Theoden out of his spell, and Aragorn and Legolas like beating the shit out of everybody around him. And I was just like, holy shit, it's the same scene.
It feels just as epic, truly. It does. It's so earned.
I love
I'm
that.
have to watch this fucking show now. I've heard too much about it. You know what I mean?
Yep. Tonight's the night.
It's like them Labubu's. Don't let them come out with a fucking Bengals Labubu, because I'll get one in a fucking heartbeat, dog.
Add to cart.
I need one for
Justin spoilers. I want to jump back to this because this is a very. I'll tell you what, Justin comes in with the funnies all the time, and he's got some sage ass advice. To teaching your children to make good decisions is way better than trying to prevent them from ever being in a bad situation.
Absolutely.
100%, dude.
That quote alone is why when my older sister passed away from a drug overdose, my kids learned immediately that their aunt died from a drug overdose.
Yep.
Because while that is a tough thing to learn, I would rather them understand the visceral consequences behind something like that and feel those feelings, as rough as they may be, if it might prevent them from making such situations in the future. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like that's, we all try to be better than our generation before us. You know what I mean? Like nothing against anybody who spanks their kids. I still think that it's appropriate for certain children. Maybe, I don't know. I think I learned something from it, but for me, I don't spank my kids. You know what I mean? So I feel like I'm an evolution in a way because I'm, no offense to my mom or dad, but I'm 10 times better than they were. So and they were better than their parents. So hopefully my kids will be fucking excellent. You know what I mean? They'll have an algorithm preset. Like, all right, this kid's going to be great at archery. This kid's good at science.
Fucking Justin.
Jesus Christ.
See, this is what I'm talking about. He comes in with that sage ass Gandalf advice, and then he says this.
Oh, God.
We love you, Justin. You're the man.
Any of you boys going out to WrestlePalooza?
No. Where's it at, Indy?
Yeah, I think me and Justin are going. It's September 20th. AJ Lee is officially returning, which is super fucking sweet. I can't wait for that. And that's going to be a hell of a pop. Indianapolis. Bankers Life Fieldhouse. I think it's called something other than Bankers Life now, but I can't wait. I like going to wrestling.
Yeah, maybe I can talk somebody into giving me a free ticket or upgrading my.
Just go with him.
One, dude, I'm telling you. Yeah. If not, you could just end up in a random party with Ric Flair, like I did, at WrestleMania 39 or 40 or whatever.
Okay.
He Trojan horsed inside of a Ric Flair party that was $350 a ticket.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Hey, man, act like you be there. You know what I mean? If you're supposed to be there, you'll be there.
Yes.
Exactly.
I mean,
so
you're not wrong.
Justin, is you're flying out to Indianapolis for WrestlePalooza, and you can come out and meet me and my brother.
Oh, damn.
From Rhode Island, or wherever the fuck he is. I think it was Rhode Island, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, Anthony, we're getting close to our hour here. I got to ask, though, is there any thoughts in your head for you want to write a sequel or an entirely different genre of book or anything like that? I know you said you're wanting to get back into the corporate world, but is there any other thoughts in your head? Like, man, it'd be cool to do, maybe like a fantasy novel or a different genre of sci-fi or, something like that.
For sure. Well, I will say, I'll preface with the corporate world desire is strictly based on not being homeless.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. If this book takes off, absolutely, that is what I would love to do. Psychological thriller. I call it a psychological thriller. It's really a psychological horror with like thriller pacing. I think that is a good vibe for me, kind of with my creative fucked up head. It's kind of easier to write than go to therapy. I've got like another book, 10 chapters done with another book. And then I've got 3 other books brought in. And then a possible sequel for this one based on the demand. But definitely all psychological thriller / horror.
Okay.
Kind of in that realm, yeah.
Love it.
You like more on the terror end of the scare then, right? You like more something that's, while there's parts of it that could be wee-woo, for lack of a better term, almost paranormal or whatever. There's some kind of supernatural realm to it, but there's also a level of reality. That's what I like a lot. I think that might be what I liked about this as well. There was definitely some moments where I was like, okay, that's, clearly a science fiction-y kind of thing. But then there's also like, this could happen though. Like, the way that you provided reasoning for it to make sense, I think is like, that's the type of shit I really like. It's cohesive answering to questions that you have at the start. Like, well, why is this? Oh, that's why this is this.
Mm-hmm.
And then I like that. I like that peeling the layers back,
For sure. There's definitely a level of believability that's necessary. That I actually did struggle with that a little bit at first. I'm thankful for my girlfriend to kind of like help pull me out of that. Not like too much of a spoiler, but there's a scene in here where a detective comes to the main character and is like, I need to talk to you. I need you to come down to the police station based on this, this, and this. Originally, it was just like that evidence had the detective just talking to him at his front door. And my girlfriend was like, there's no way that he would not be brought in for questioning because of that. So like bringing that layer of believability was very important, especially when you're writing about something that's sci-fi like this. So I'm really glad that you picked up on that.
Yeah, it's definitely a necessity, man, for a book to make sense. Like I was just talking about with that Hail Mary. That Hail Mary is about a man essentially leaving this solar system to go to another solar system to figure out a way to save ours. So that's a very hyperbolic story, but they wrote it in such a way that it's like, oh fuck, is this real? Like this fucking guy knows some shit that I don't know. You know what I mean? Does he know government and industry secrets on this level? Like what?
Yeah,
You know,
I
like
used to work with him.
yeah, like what the fuck? But no, man, you're like I said, your book is definitely great. Is it still on the same price for $1 on Amazon, or is it went up? Or have you?
So the ebook has gone up to $4.99 on Amazon now.
Okay, still worth every penny.
Yeah, the 99. Thank you very much. The 99 cents was a strategic move to climb the bestseller charts, which we did make it to number 8 bestseller.
Oh yeah,
Awesome.
Cool.
Number 7 actually. Sorry. So yeah, it is $4.99 on Amazon for ebook, and then you can also get it on Barnes and Noble website. Pretty much anywhere you can buy books, and the hardcover is $29.99 or $39.99. The paperback is $24.99. So yeah, it's really, really cool. It's still surreal to see it in person, see my name on something. But yeah, I appreciate you guys having me on the show. This is my first time doing like a public appearance based on this. So even if I do make it famous, you won't need an agent. This is now my stomping ground. So I'll take it up with me.
Yeah, love that.
Let's hope 10 years from now you're a best-selling author and we're a most listened to podcast, and we can come back and be like, how do you feel about John Bernthal playing a character in one of your movies or some shit?
Oh, yeah.
That'd be some shit. That's exactly what we really want, man. We all want to grow.
Yeah.
Before we hit this 1 hour and let you go, like I told you, we weren't very structured of a podcast, but we do have a bit of structure. That is, we do every single episode with every single guest that we have, and it's 2 separate questions. And Mike will hit you with the first one, and then Eric will hit you with the follow-up afterwards. Mike,
yeah. So us dads, all very budget-minded individuals, and it's an important question amongst us dads is, what do you keep your thermostat set to?
Love this question. Knew it was coming. 68 year-round is what I like.
All right,
attaboy.
But ultimately, what the girlfriend wants.
Okay.
Yeah,
2
fair.
of the 4 right answers.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Whatever makes her
I
happy.
feel that. We're currently doing it's been kind of nice outside this whole week. Today was a little bit warmer, but we've been just having the windows open all week, and it's been pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
And if it gets too hot, I just turn a fan on myself, so it works out.
You've got that poor insulation, right?
Yeah, it's horrendous. But it is what it is. But I'm ready for fall weather. That is for sure.
Yeah.
Because my favorite thing about fall weather is I don't sweat anymore, so that's cool.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I'm just consistently sweating all through the spring and summer months, and then fall comes around. It's like, oh, I'm regulated. Cool.
Dude, this weekend sleeping with the windows open was heavenly.
Yeah. Hoodie weather, baby.
Yes, sir.
I'm ready
Nice
to go.
shit.
We already set up all our Halloween decorations.
We have all our inside decorations done. We're putting the outside up soon.
I think at this point, that is like a tradition at this point. Monday, that is Labor Day. We put up Halloween. It's
Okay.
fun that way. Makes it a day. A day.
What's the monstrosity you guys have in your front yard this year?
Well, we still got Oogie Boogie, but we added Lock, Shock, and Barrel inflatables, a Arch inflatable. This is Welcome to Halloween Town. And we got the dragon out as well, which it's a 2-headed dragon. So
Hell yeah.
Sick.
fuck them 1-headed dragons. We want 2.
Fuck them one-headed dragons.
2-headed dragons.
All right.
And that's how we get dragon tails.
Well, the last question here that we like to ask, and it's something, doesn't have to be anything super deep or whatever. Just what's something you're thankful for today?
I'm thankful for you guys. I'm thankful to be on this podcast for this first experience. and I'm thankful for my family and the constant support. I've been pretty hard to deal with being laid off and trying to make ends meet and figuring everything out while also self-publishing a book. So thankful for you guys and for my family.
Oh, yeah.
Great answer,
dude. Thank you for coming on here. We're always happy to just highlight interesting people, man. And you have been such a wonderful guest. This has been a blast talking to you. Hopefully we can have you on again at some point in the future. We'll definitely keep in contact. You boys got anything else before we head out of here?
Make sure if you're a new listener, you're tuning in because you're a fan of Anthony.
Absolutely.
On the thing, man. We produce any person we find that is a dope person in Cincinnati, we try to interview them, and we've pretty much gotten a swath of Cincinnati legends, man. So if this is your cup of tea, we might have other episodes available for you. Where can people find you, Anthony?
Gratitude is the attitude.
Love it. So I am on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. It's anthonymalloy.author. And I try to put promo videos of the book and updates there. So anything that you need there. And then also my website, www.anthonymalloyauthor.com. There's also a newsletter you can join there for updates.
Awesome. Hell yeah. Well, as always, we have been the DWO podcast. I am Big Rig Eric Maffey. He is Mr. Magnificent Mike Martin. He is the wrestling t-shirt guy, Bo Cephas. And he is the one, the only Anthony Malloy. You can check us out on all our socials at DWO_podcast, Facebook at the DWO podcast, TikTok at DWO_pod. Get that damn merch at Pro Wrestling Tees, T Public, or message us directly. And if you want to be nice, click a like, click subscribe, follow, all that good stuff. It helps us out. Go buy Anthony's book. It's so wonderful. Without You, look at it right there in all its glory. I love the black and green, the eeriness. I love it. Oh, it's so good. Yeah. Until next time, top dads.